In Okinawa and in the quieter streets of Kyoto, dermatologists have been noticing something for years. Women of 60 are routinely mistaken for 45, not one or two, a pattern wide enough that researchers have started studying it seriously. And when they do, they find something quietly humbling. It isn't the skincare aisle. It isn't the genetics. It isn't the money. Meanwhile, this morning, in your own home, something else happened. You walked past the hallway mirror. You caught your own reflection in a shop window. And for a moment, just a moment, you didn't recognize the woman looking back. She has your eyes. But there's a softness around her jaw that wasn't there 5 years ago. A grayness to her skin. A tiredness that no amount of sleep seems to fix. And you kept walking because what else is there to do? This isn't vanity. I want to say that clearly because most women 50 plus never get to hear it. This is the strange, private grief of a face that has stopped feeling like yours. And you've done what any thoughtful woman would do. You've bought the creams. You've read the labels. You've tried the retinol, the serums, the vitamin C, the collagen powders. And underneath it all, quietly, nothing has really changed. Here's what I want you to know before we go further. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the difference between you and a woman of 60 walking through Kyoto isn't luck. It isn't Japanese genes. It isn't a secret cream we can't buy here. It's 8 daily habits, practiced for generations, that protect 4 specific processes happening inside your body right now. And you can start the first one today, before lunch, in your own kitchen. Let me show you what's actually happening. Imagine your skin, not as a surface, but as a factory. A beautiful, quiet factory that has been running your whole life. This factory produces collagen. It produces elastin. It produces the moisture, the plumpness, the glow you had at 35 without thinking about it. And for most of your life, the factory had a manager. A very good manager. Her name is estrogen. Estrogen didn't just run your cycles, she ran your skin. Your skin fibroblasts, the little cells that produce collagen, have estrogen receptors on them, which means when estrogen was present, they worked, they built, they repaired. Every day, quietly, they kept the factory running. And then, at the menopause, the manager retired. She didn't leave slowly either. Research published in the Menopause Journal, going back to the work of Professor Mark Brinkat, found that women lose approximately 30% of skin collagen in the first 5 years after the menopause. Let me repeat, 30% in 5 years. And this isn't fringe research. The British Menopause Society and Dr. Louise Newson, one of the UK's leading menopause specialists, have been saying this for years. Your skin at 50 isn't the same organ it was at 40. It's a different organ, working with different signals. But here's what most women never discover. When the manager leaves, 4 fires break out in the factory. And these 4 fires are what actually cause visible aging after 50. The first fire is what scientists now call inflammaging, a chronic, low-grade inflammation that quietly breaks down collagen and elastin every single day. The second fire is estrogen loss itself, the collapse of the collagen production line. The third fire is glycation. Every time your blood sugar spikes, sugar molecules bind to collagen and elastin and stiffen them into something researchers call AGAs. That's what makes skin look dull and sag. The fourth fire is cortisol, the stress hormone, which at menopause runs higher and thins the dermis from the inside. 4 fires, all burning at once, all invisible to you. I know this feeling exactly. The moment you realize the creams were never the answer, because the problem was never on the surface. Your skin at 50 doesn't need to be painted. It needs the factory back. And listen, if you've spent years fighting your aging face from the outside, creams, serums, disappointment, and none of it has really worked, take a moment now to subscribe and give this video a like. It's the best way to help us reach more women who deserve the truth about how the female body really ages after 50. But now comes the mistake that 99% of women 50 plus make. And it's the mistake that costs us thousands of pounds and years of hope. The mistake is this: pouring time, money, and belief into products that reach only the top 0.02 millimeters of your skin, while ignoring the 4 fires burning underneath. Let me explain. Your skin has layers. The layer you touch, the layer you can see, is called the stratum corneum. It's about 0.02 millimeters thick, thinner than a piece of paper. That's how far your 48-pound serum reaches. That's where retinol works. That's the reach of every cream on your bathroom shelf. And below that is where the factory lives, where collagen is made, where elastin is built, where inflammaging burns, where glycation stiffens, where cortisol thins, and no cream on earth can reach it. It's perfectly normal, at 50, to have spent years believing the creams would work. That's what the industry sold us. That's what our friends told us. That's what the beautiful bottles promised. Normal, but not inevitable. Because once you know the truth, you can't unknow it. Let me repeat. 99% of the money you have ever spent on skincare has gone to the top 0.02 millimeters. And roughly 80% of visible aging after the menopause is produced beneath that layer. In the factory, you've been polishing the mirror. The problem is what the mirror is reflecting. This isn't your fault. Not because you're vain, not because you're weak, because no one ever told you the science. Now, let me show you what Japanese women have been doing for generations. Quietly, without a marketing campaign, without an aisle, that addresses all 4 fires from the inside. 8 practices, small, ordinary, almost boring, and that's the point. Secret 1, the morning matcha ritual. Have you ever wondered why Japanese women of 60 have skin that seems to glow from within before they've applied anything to it? Most women think it's because green tea is healthy. Vaguely, generally, in the way that all green things are supposed to be healthy. That misses the point entirely. Here's what really happens in your body. When you drink matcha, properly whisked, warm, before you eat anything, you're delivering a concentrated dose of a compound called EGCG. And EGCG does 2 very specific things that address fires 3 and 4. It blocks the reaction that causes glycation. The sugar molecules can't bind as easily to your collagen. And it neutralizes the oxidative stress that cortisol creates. So you're extinguishing 2 fires with 1 bowl. Research from a number of universities, including collaborations with the University of Tsukuba, has repeatedly confirmed EGCG's anti-glycation and antioxidant activity. This isn't wellness folklore. This is chemistry. Your first cup of the day sets the tone for your skin. Extra tip: 1 bowl of ceremonial-grade matcha contains roughly 137 times more EGCG than a standard cup of green tea. If matcha isn't accessible, a strong cup of loose-leaf sencha, brewed for 3 minutes, gets you a meaningful fraction of the way there. Secret 2, miso and fermented soy at lunch. Have you noticed how Japanese women rarely rely on hormone replacement, yet don't seem to age the way we do? Most guides assume it's soy in general, but it isn't just soy, it's fermented soy, miso, natto, tempeh. The fermentation is the key that unlocks the compound. Now it gets interesting. Fermented soy contains isoflavones, didzine and genistein, that gently attach to some of the same receptors your retired estrogen used to attach to. They don't replace estrogen. They speak its language quietly on the skin fibroblasts that used to receive her instructions. The Menopause Journal has published multiple trials showing that isoflavone intake in postmenopausal women is associated with measurable improvements in skin thickness, elasticity, and hydration. Not miracle results, modest, real, cumulative results. A bowl of miso soup at lunch is not a bowl of soup. It's a letter to your fibroblasts. Extra tip: choose unpasteurized miso where possible. The live cultures matter. Add it after cooking, not during boiling, so the isoflavones stay intact. Secret 3. Hara Hachi Bu. Eating to 80% full. Have you ever finished a meal and immediately regretted the last few bites? Most women think aging is about what you eat. What if the more important question is how much? Here's the point where everything becomes clear. Hara Hachi Bu is the Okinawan practice of stopping eating when you feel about 80% full. Not stuffed, not straining, just satisfied. And every time you stop there instead of at 110%, you prevent a blood sugar spike. And every spike you prevent is a glycation event that doesn't happen to your collagen. Research on caloric moderation and glycation, including work summarized in journals like Cell Metabolism, consistently shows that lower average glucose exposure across a lifetime is one of the most powerful predictors of both longevity and preserved skin structure. This is quite possibly the single most underrated anti-aging habit in the world. Not eating less, eating to the right point. Secret 4. Sea vegetables. Wakame, nori, kombu. Have you ever wondered why Okinawans have some of the world's lowest rates of thyroid disease and one of the highest rates of visible skin quality after 60? Most women think seaweed is exotic or a garnish. It isn't. In Japan, it's a foundation food. Here's what your body does with it. Sea vegetables deliver marine amino acids that directly feed collagen synthesis. They deliver iodine, which supports your thyroid, and your thyroid regulates the speed at which skin cells turn over. When the thyroid is sluggish, skin looks dull. When it's supported, skin renews. They also deliver minerals, magnesium, zinc, selenium, that most Western women 50 plus are quietly deficient in. Research from the British Journal of Nutrition and various dermatology reviews has confirmed the connection between marine mineral intake, thyroid function, and skin cell turnover. You don't need to eat it every day. 2 or 3 times a week is enough. Small changes, deep effects. Extra tip: British supermarkets now stock nori sheets and dried wakame in most world food aisles. Rehydrate wakame in water for 5 minutes. Add to soups, salads, or scrambled eggs. It's simpler than it sounds. Secret 5. The evening onsen. A warm bath ritual. Have you noticed how your sleep has changed since the menopause? Lighter, broken, never quite deep enough. Most women think a bath is a luxury. In Japan, it's medicine. And here begins what changes everything for your skin. When you sink into a warm bath in the evening, properly warm around 40 degrees for about 20 minutes, roughly 90 minutes before bed, several things happen at once. your parasympathetic nervous system takes over. Your cortisol drops, your core temperature rises, then falls sharply as you get out. And that temperature drop is what triggers deep sleep. And in the first 90 minutes of deep sleep, your body releases the growth hormone that repairs your skin from the inside. Research on warm bathing before sleep, including a widely cited meta-analysis published in Sleep Medicine Reviews, has confirmed measurable improvements in sleep onset and depth. Dr. Louise Newson has spoken often about how disrupted sleep at menopause accelerates every visible sign of aging. Your skin isn't repaired by night cream, it's repaired by deep sleep. Extra tip: add a handful of Epsom salts. The magnesium relaxes the muscles and further lowers cortisol. A few drops of lavender oil if you like, nothing fancy required. Secret 6: a teaspoon of sesame seeds daily. Have you ever heard of sesamin? Most women haven't. And that's exactly why this is so quietly powerful. Here's what most women 50 plus never discover. Sesame seeds contain a compound called sesamin, which supports your liver's clearance of used estrogen metabolites. The cleaner your liver processes hormones, the cleaner the hormonal signal, including whatever estrogen you still produce and any isoflavones you consume. It's a maintenance job for the whole hormonal system. Studies published in journals, including the Journal of Nutrition, have documented sesamin's effects on hepatic function and hormonal metabolism. You don't need much: a teaspoon on your porridge, a sprinkle on your soup, a scattering on a salad, every day. That's it. The smallest habits carry the biggest weight. Secret 7: Shinrin-yoku, the forest bath walk. Have you noticed how a walk in the woods leaves you feeling different from a walk down the high street? Most women think it's the exercise. It isn't only the exercise. Now pay close attention. Shinrin-yoku, literally forest bathing, is the Japanese practice of walking slowly among trees, breathing, listening, not counting steps. 20 minutes is enough. And what happens in those 20 minutes is remarkable. Trees release compounds called phytoncides into the air. When you breathe them in, they lower cortisol measurably, and they raise the activity of natural killer cells that quietly calm inflammaging. Dr. Ching Li of Nippon Medical School has been researching this for over 20 years. His work has consistently shown that even a single forest walk produces measurable reductions in cortisol and measurable improvements in immune activity that last for days. And here's the beautiful part for us in the UK. It doesn't have to be a Japanese cedar forest. A walk in an English wood, an oak-lined park, a hedgerow path in autumn. The phytoncides are there too. Your local woodland trust site counts. Kew Gardens counts. The path behind your local churchyard counts. 20 minutes among trees, 2 or 3 times a week. Not exercise, medicine. Secret 8, Ikigai and rhythm. Have you ever wondered why Japanese women of 90 are still gardening at dawn? Most guides in the West treat aging as a battle to be fought. Japanese culture treats it as a rhythm to be kept. Here's the point where everything becomes clear. Ikigai is often translated as reason for being, the quiet sense of purpose that gets you out of bed. And a sense of purpose combined with a consistent daily rhythm, waking with the light, eating at regular times, sleeping at regular times, regulates the entire beauty sleep trio: cortisol, growth hormone, and melatonin. All 3 of the hormones that determine how your skin repairs at night. Research from the Osaki study in Japan and studies on circadian regularity published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society have shown that people with a defined sense of purpose live longer, sleep better, and age more slowly, measurably, at the cellular level. You don't need to move to Okinawa. You need a reason to greet the morning and a rhythm you keep gently. You haven't done anything wrong. Information was missing. Take a breath if you need one, because I know that's a lot. But look at what we've just done. Fire 1, inflammaging, cooled by matcha, forest walks, and rhythm. Fire 2, estrogen loss, softened by miso, sesame, and sea vegetables. Fire 3, glycation, extinguished by harahachi-bu and matcha. Fire 4, cortisol, quieted by the evening bath, Shinrin-yoku, and ikigai. Every fire has its water. Every water is already in your kitchen or a short walk from your door. Your body can recover, it just needs the right signal. So, what have we actually learnt today? We've learnt that visible aging after 50 isn't caused by what you put on your skin. It's caused by 4 processes burning quietly inside: inflammaging, estrogen collapse, glycation, and cortisol. We've learnt that Japanese women 50 plus haven't found a miracle. They've kept 8 small daily practices that address all 4. And we've learnt that every single one of them is available to you today, in your own kitchen, in your own bath, in your own local wood. And listen, if all of this finally makes sense, if you feel the years of frustration lifting just a little, share this video with a friend who's also fighting her face in the mirror. It's how we help more women who deserve the truth about how the female body really ages. In the next video, I'll show you the Japanese evening protocol that lowers cortisol in 12 minutes. The exact sequence Japanese women 55 plus have been keeping for generations before bed. You won't want to miss it, so subscribe and hit the bell. Now think back one last time to that woman walking through Kyoto, the one mistaken for 45. She never fought her face. She fed her factory. She kept her rhythm. She walked among trees. She whisked her matcha. And when she caught her reflection this morning in a shop window on the way home, she recognized herself. That can be your reflection too. Your beauty was never on the surface.